Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's look is on a half cut crease with kind of like mauvey tones and a cool like liquid liner look. So today I've just got my beautiful sister-in-law Naveen, and starting off with a clean face and going in with some Napoleon primer, and then I'm going in with her brows. She doesn't need a lot of work because she's got really nice brows. Just filling in any sparse areas with the Morphe eyebrow palette in the darkest shade. Then went in with some Essence brow gel in the darkest shade as well. And now I'm kind of going in and cutting her eyebrows with a concealer. So really shaping them and carving them underneath the brow bone, and this creates like a look that you've just kind of freshly got your brows done, and it also covers any tiny hairs if you're in between visits. Then I went in with some RCMA powder just to set all of that before we go in with an eyeshadow. So starting off with that shade there, it's just a really good transition shade. Blending it from the outer corners into the crease and just kind of doing circular motions. And then I'm going in with this a little bit darker shade, again kind of working it as a transition shade because I don't really like to go light and then have a dark shade. I kind of like a couple of transition shades just to have that nice gradient effect. I'm then going in with a different brush to kind of place the product with that shade there that I just showed you, and then blending it out with a fluffy brush. So I do go in with a different brush to place the product where I want it, and then go in with a bigger, fluffier brush, just so we don't get too high up and it's placed in the wrong area. So again, just doing the same thing to the other eye. And as always guys, all my products will be listed below. And again, I have also gone with the tape look there, just because I do like the effect it gives. And then going in with a darker shade and putting this towards the lash line more, and then creating it with a V slightly, and then again buffing it out, and you get the picture. And then going in with that L'Oreal concealer, I think it's the L'Oreal True Match concealer, and carving out a crease, and then setting it almost with this nice pinky champagne shade. And then just so it's not too like blocky and just like a straight line and then it's just too harsh, I kind of go back in and buff whatever's in the crease if that makes sense, and then going in with those two shades that I used earlier and just putting it where that concealer stops, just so there's not a harsh line. So you want to make it so there's a gradient. I hope that makes sense, but pretty much you can see what I'm doing. So probably it's better if you watch rather than listen to what I'm saying. And then just going in, making sure everything's blended. And sometimes when you do blend so much, that champagne-y lid shade was lost. So just go in and touch up on that. I'm now going in, creating a wing. I do kind of lift up the lid near the lash line because some people, if you notice, they do have more skin. And then going in with some Garnier Micellar water, just cleaning up because the shadow does fall down. And now I'm going in with my L'Oreal True Match. This is my most favorite drugstore foundation. I believe this is the shade W4. So I'm placing it with a foundation brush and then going in and blending it away with my Real Techniques Beauty Blender. Don't forget to go down the neck and on the ears, because usually people's ears tend to be a different color, and sometimes people's necks and faces differ from their body as well. So just make sure it's all even. And then I went in with a fluffy brush just around the nose area, because that is a hard place to get into with the Beauty Blender, and also around the brows as well. I'm now going in with, again, that same concealer underneath the eyes and creating that triangle effect down the nose, forehead, top of the lip and chin, and just blending it away with the sponge again. And now under the eyes, I do like to take a fluffier brush just so I don't poke the client in the eye with a sponge. I'm now setting it with some RCMA powder, so doing a little bit of baking just underneath the eyes, top of the forehead, and also in the smile lines and the chin, anywhere where they tend to get oily and again crease up. and then going and setting the whole face with that powder. I'm now going in and using those 2 transition shades, and then I'm going in with my Maybelline gel liner. Make sure you give your client time to blink as well, because this does tend to be like a sensitive thing to do towards the eyes. And now going in with like that darker shade and almost setting the gel liner and smudging it out. So the more smokier, the more kind of sexy and sultry the look. And then this is a NYX or NYX liner. It's like a glitter liner. I think it's in the shade Nude. I'm now going in and just placing it where that crease kind of ends and shadow begins. And I just think that this is a really pretty look. Now just to contour, I'm taking the Hoola or the Benefit Hoola bronzer. This is a really good shade to contour, and then I go in with those 2 shades there by the NYX Contour Kit and just bronze up the face. Just because the Hoola bronzer is kind of a little bit more cooler and the NYX is a little bit more bronzier, like a warmer, more kind of sun-kissed tone. And then taking that on the tops of her, or the top of her forehead, her chin, down her nose, her cheekbones. I'm not really going to do too much to her forehead because again you can see she doesn't have an overly big forehead, so don't kind of create that too small because you kind of want to keep the face balanced. I then went in and just baked underneath her cheekbones just to get that nice crisp look, and then with this really nice Urban Decay Basics palette I went in with that blush and MAC Soft and Gentle just to highlight the high points of her face. I then went in with some of that Carly Bible second shade highlight and then put it in her inner corners. And now I'm just buffing away that powder underneath her cheekbones and then using some mascara for her bottom lashes and her top lashes. I like to do this for the top lashes just because some people can get a bit funny with their eyes. So I basically just get them to close their eyes and then put in the mascara like that. I went in to set her makeup with a setting spray and then went in with this L'Oreal lip liner and just some of the NYX, I think it's a liquid lipstick in Soft Spoken, on the outer bits of her lips. And then to get kind of like a contoured look, I went in with a Milani Nude liquid lipstick. I then went in and just popped these lashes on. These are really good actually. They're pretty cheap. I think I got 6 pairs for $2 off eBay. And then I just went in and finished it with a little bit of Clear Gloss by Rimmel, and that's the finished look.